Welcome back to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. To be part of our super community and find out more about Eliances, visit www.Eliances.com. Now, back to our super host, David Kogan, founder of Eliances.
All right, can you believe who we just had on? I mean, we just had on America's Mom. That's right, Miss C from Happy Days, Marion Ross. And later on in the show, we're going to have the founder and CEO of Direct Source Wealth. That's right, Kara Golden at DirectSourceWealth.com is going to tell us how we can attain wealth and manage wealth. And thank you, too, for the feedback that we continue to get from having the creator and founder of Golden Tee, you know, the arcade game that's in every single arcade from Incredible Technologies, and also, too, is the CEO from the Phoenix Coyotes hockey team. With that, I've spent more money at this place of the founder who created it than probably anyone else. In fact, more quarters than anyone else. We have interviewed few pizza kings in the past, but this one really takes top cheese. You see, he is the co-creator, are you ready? Drum roll, of Chuck E. Cheese Pizza Time Restaurants, Gene Landrum, who could be reached at. Now, I'm going to share his email. This is the first time I've ever shared an email address, so hopefully I won't get fired for this because you're going to have to contact him for something very special. And it's Gene Landrum at earthlink.net, GeneLandrum at earthlink.net. And, of course, we'll have it on our website, Eliances.com, Eliances.com. All right, so Gene, I've got to know this. How in the world do you come up with the name of Chuck E. Cheese?
That's one heck of a question, man. And I'll tell you, the bottom line was I was trying to violate a lot of rules and laws in the United States by having a whole arcade of games, which there's, I don't know if every city in the United States has a law, you can only have two. Except I went to Disneyland to do research, and people always ask me, "How'd you come up with that silly name?" I said, "I went to Disneyland. They had Mickey Mouse, so I created Chuck E. Cheese to mimic Mickey Mouse, and they had hundreds of games. So I said, when I open this place, I'm going to open it, and I'm going to mimic Disney, and they can't tell me I can't have more than two games. Did I pull that off? Yeah." I pulled it off big time.
But that's incredible. You found, isn't that what entrepreneurs do? You found another avenue to be able to do it because otherwise you wouldn't have been able to. I mean, how many? 99.9% of people at that point would have said, okay, I guess I can't have more than two. I'm done. On to something else.
Or you would go and do what they say, and you know what I did? And this is a true story, David. I actually called the mayor. I opened in San Jose, California. I'll never forget it, May 17th, 1977. I called the mayor, and I said, "Hey, Mayor, I want you to come over. I'm doing something unusual here, and I'll give you a free pizza and whatever." She said, "Oh, okay, I'll come." As soon as she said that, you know what I did? I called Miss San Jose. She said she'd come. I called Miss California. Then I called the newspaper and the radio and the television, and they all showed up. I pulled it off, and it worked like a charm.
Gene, how do we hire you? We want to hire you now. Just, you know what, Glue, our producer, will you write him a blank check? Glue, write him a blank check.
And your people don't want to care about this, but I never knew. I never had a course in how to sell or whatever. But people have told me that I don't know if you're aware of it. I've been to the United States Capitol. I spoke with Congress in session with Trent Lott, and the reason they hired me is because I had written a book on female genius, and I stood up in front of 500 Congress people, and I just have an ability to do that. I'm not sure where I got that, but I got it.
Unbelievable. You're listening to me, David Kogan, host of the Eliances Hero Show, the only place where entrepreneurs align. Make sure you go to Eliances.com. That's ELIANCES.com, because we have the one, the only, the co-creator of Chuck E. Cheese Pizza and Time Restaurants. Make sure you check out his book. In fact, we're going to talk about his book next, Top Dogs, Think Big to Be Big. You can get it on Amazon, or I'm going to share his direct email. Keep it a secret, everybody. Gene Landrum at earthlink.net. We'll have the link on our website, Eliances.com. Otherwise, it's Gene Landrum at earthlink.net. So, Gene, tell us quickly about the book and Top Dogs, Think Big to Be Big, about the book and why you decided to write a book.
Well, and I woke up. You'll find this interesting. I woke up one morning at 3 a.m. I don't know if your listeners probably have done this. You wake up and you know what happens at 3 a.m. I don't know if you're like this, David, but most everybody, 99% of the world are. Your left brain is asleep. That's your concrete sequential, doot, 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 doot. And your right brain is free to roam. And I woke up and I said, I got it. I know. I'm going to write about top dogs, the people who changed the world. Frank Lloyd Wright, who didn't graduate from high school, who did the Guggenheim Museum. I'm going to write about Zuckerberg, who did Facebook. And guess what? He lasted one semester at Harvard. And do they have formal education? No. If they graduate and do what you're supposed to do, you get a nice job in a nice desk and a nice office. Do you become a billionaire? No chance, baby. Ain't happening. Okay? And I write books about that, and that's what my Top Dog book is about. And I have done that over and over and over. I don't know if you're aware of it, if you're listeners. For the first 15 years of my life, I never had a paycheck. But I launched 5 new firms and took 3 of them to $100 million. Did I have any training in that? No way. It had none. But for some reason, I have this, and just so you know, I'll finish this so you can talk, but I decided when I was older, I was 55, that some guy said, you were really sharp. Why don't you go get your doctorate? So I called a guy at Walden University and said, what do I have to do? And he said, you got to do this, this, and this. So they flew me to William and Mary, and I always start at the end. All your listeners need to know this, David. Start at the back. Start at the end. I started at the end. I knew what they wanted. When I got up there, I actually had done everything they wanted. I got my PhD, which is normally a 5 to 6 year program, in 9 months. You got that? 9 months.
I don't believe it.
And I did. And my dissertation, guess what? My very first book out of 21 books was my dissertation, became my first book, Profiles of Genius, where I took Ted Turner and, some of the people, Fred Smith to do FedEx, on. And I took them and tried to figure out what was the motivating underlying variable that caused them to become rich and famous. And I know a lot about that, Dave.
Hey, Gene, can you do me a favor?
Sure.
If our listeners email you at genelandrum@earthlink.net, or they go to our website, Eliances.com, Eliances.com, because we'll have the interview link and his information and stuff. If they email you direct and stuff, can you do me a favor and they want to get your book? Would it be okay, and this may be asking a lot, but would it be okay if our listeners, many that are listening right now, were to get an autograph from you on the book if they order?
I will autograph it for them or their kids, but if they just pay me my costs, they cost me $10. So if they'll just pay for the shipping and give me $10, I'll autograph the book to their parents, to their kid, to whoever. I'll do that for you, David. Not a problem.
Fantastic. And by the way, too, when I woke up this morning, my son actually woke up this morning. He thought I was one of the biggest heroes because I told him that I was going to be interviewing you. And he goes, Dad, we go there all the time. We spent all this money there. Yeah, and we're going to continue to, too, after this interview.
Well, you tell your son, and this is a true story, I was violating a lot of laws, and I had a daughter at the time, 3 years old. I took her, and you do this with your son. You take him to a nice restaurant, white tablecloth, right? You say, shh, be quiet, sit there. Don't embarrass me. And I said, I know, I got it. I'm going to open a place where a kid can walk in and a kid can be a kid.
I love it.
Did I pull that off?
You did.
I pulled it off big time, babe.
Where a kid could be a kid. All right, we've got a little less than a minute left. You talked about that you have a child and stuff. What secrets would you share for those that are listening now, for them to help their children in regard to entrepreneurship and how to create that innovator mindset, which clearly you've mastered?
Yeah, well, you got to be what you're told you can't do, because that's where the big wins in life are. You go down the path where everybody else is. Guess what? You're going to be creative and innovative, and no chance. So have the guts to go where the little people, if you will, won't go. And you got to go there. Tell your kids that. Everybody, tell your kids it's okay to be different. Don't violate me. Don't embarrass me, honey. But go. Just go. Okay?
Well,
and that's
Gene,
what Dr. Gene says.
Gene, you're definitely different, and you're a true innovator. You created a real American icon in Chuck E. Cheese restaurants. Gene Landrum, PhD, author of Top Dog. Pick it up either at Amazon or email him direct. And thank you to James Pham, founder and CEO of Enlight Tea, for nominating you, Gene, for the Hero Show. Enlight Tea is a leading tea revolution. Catch it at enlighttea.com. Thank you very much, David Kogan with Eliances.